Hey, my friend, this is Ariano with another Cross Connection. The Bible reminds us in the book of Proverbs, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. And it goes on to say, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he'll direct your path. Sounds pretty interesting, right? Pretty simple. But here's the deal. How can we trust someone if we don't know them? We really only put our trust, and we know, one, how can we trust somebody that we don't know? And how do we know that we trust someone? We know that we trust someone by our actions, by our responses, either towards them or about them. So that's one way we can tell if we're really trusting in the Lord. If during times of crisis, we're really anxious, it's quite possible that we're really not trusting him. That's really all I can think of right now. But here's the deal. So how do we get to know him? Because we can't trust somebody that we know, or that we don't know. And it's different. It's very different to know about somebody than to know someone, right? Because like I know about Michael Jordan. I know about Stevie Wonder. But do I know them? No. No, I don't. Now, my wife, I know about her, but I also know her. So I can trust her. There's certain situations that I know how she'll think and how she'll respond. I know kind of what she'll like, what she doesn't like, without her even telling me. How does that happen? By spending time with her. So what are we getting at? One, if we're going to trust in the Lord with all our heart, we really need to know him, not just know about him. So how do we get to know him? Because there's a lot of people saying a lot of things about him that really aren't him. So the only way to really get to know him is through his word. That's pretty much one. You look at the Gospels, because if you can look at the pattern of Jesus Christ, then you know the Father, because Jesus said he came as a representation of the Father. He is the exact imprint of the Father. So if we know Jesus through not just reading also, but communing with him. So when we read and like say, I don't know, John 3:16, something simple. When we get to John 3:16, for God so loved the world. Well, first off, how about this? First start at John chapter 1, since we're talking about reading and as to know him, reading to know him, not to know about him, but reading to know him. And knowing somebody only comes through time with them. So John 1:1, right? In the beginning was the Word. Wow. You're reading it, it's like, okay, in the beginning was the Word. In the beginning was the Word. Let's kind of pause, think about it, talk to God about it. You are the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And nothing was created without him. It's like, okay, God, I see this, that you are all encompassing. And you just kind of read through. So as you read, commune. As you read, meditate. That's Psalms 1. But meditate and allow it to just use it to get to know him, not to know about him, but get to know him. Because only through getting to know him can we truly trust in the Lord with all our heart. Hebrews, right, reminds us about there's a peace, there's a Sabbath rest for the believers, but it really is for those who believe. That word trust and that word believe sometimes is the same word, just translated two different ways. And so it's only those who believe enter the rest of God, right? Because we talk about, as far as in the church anyway, it says, don't be anxious about anything, but in everything with prayer and supplication, or prayer and asking, which denotes that prayer and asking are kind of two different things. Prayer is more of a, communion type of fellowship, and asking is very specific in that communion. All supplication is prayer, but prayer isn't always asking all the time. Anywho, but then it says, don't be anxious about anything, but in everything with prayer and supplication, make your request known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Well, that peace really is we only access that through faith. And faith is a result of or an aspect of trust. And as we know, we can't trust somebody that we really don't know. So, my friend, I just want to encourage you to trust in the Lord, but get to know Him. Not just about Him, but get to know Him. Spend time. It doesn't have to, let it grow. Take the New Testament, start reading and just meditating in it, talking to Him about it, to get to know Him, so that our roots can be so we can be rooted and grounded in love and not moved by anything that's going on. Remember, we're created to shine, and the only way that we can shine is through relationship with Jesus Christ. As He fills us, His life, as He fills us, His life flows through us. So, my friend, you are blessed. You are loved. Trust in the Lord. This is Ariano with another Cross Connection.